Good evening to you all. This is K. Lakshminarayana, faculty in EC Department, Sir CRD College of Engineering. I welcome all the participants to this fourth day of online FDP program on trends in communications. Now, I welcome our beloved HOD Sir, Dr. T. Venkatesh Rao Garu, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, to this online FDP program. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Kelgar.
Thank you, sir. Now, I welcome today's speaker, Ramesh Kumar S, CEO, Average Technology, Chennai, to this online FDP program. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, I request our respected HOD, sir, to speak few words on this occasion.
Thank you, Kelgar.
Over to you, sir. HOD, sir.
Good evening, good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
So, welcome all the participants for the today's FDP program on trends and communications. Yes, it is a very useful program. What we think because we have the tremendous feedback for all the 3 days, and it is our express the time to thank Ramesh Kumar Garu, CEO, Average Technologies, and very happy to see that medical image processing is a very emerging field. I'm expressing my feel that we maybe the Dr. Tejamurthy Garu might be tell you about the programs that has happened in my department, the Department of ECE. Last year, that is in the November, we conducted one FDP sponsored by AICTE on biomedical engineering. In that also, we had this medical image processing, the discussions on going on in the particular field using this not in exactly MATLAB. So in this particular FDP, by inviting you, that particular gap is filled what we were asking. Our faculty, other participants are very happy to see this particular medical image processing in MATLAB is a gap filling program for what we had the last FDP. So thank Tejamurthi Garu for inviting Ramesh Garu, and also thank Ramesh Garu for being accepted our invitation and share your knowledge to our participants. Thank you once again. Over to Kelan Garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now, before I hand over this session to Ramesh Garu, and now I will introduce the profile of the Ramesh Garu. Now, Ramesh Kumar S is the CEO of the Average Technology, Chennai. He received his Master of Engineering in Applied Electronics from Anna University, Chennai in the year 2005. He trained on Digital Signal Processing DSP Learning Center, IIT Chennai. Over past 12 years, he is working in the field of industrial research and development in digital signal processing, image processing, video processing, and he is also involved in current research based on algorithms development and implementation, which includes image processing, ECG, EMG, artificial neural networks, machine learning. Presently, he is providing technical support to IIT Delhi incubation company, Silo Solutions Private Limited. He is also working on funded projects in association with the Department of Science and Technology, DST, and Anna University. Sir, we are very great. We are very delighted to have you here, sir, on this in this fine evening. Welcome you, sir. And
Thank you, sir.
Now the today's talk is on broadly on biomedical image processing. Now I am handing this session to our today's speaker Ramesh Garu. Over to you, sir. Ramesh Garu, over to you, sir. Now you can start
Yes,
proceedings.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will
Thank
continue.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, dear professors and scholars. Thank you very much, Sri C.R. Reddy College of Engineering professors, for giving this wonderful opportunity to conduct a workshop on medical image processing using MATLAB. And my name is Ramesh Kumar. I'm from AWS Technologies. We have established this company in the year of 2009. This is our 11th year. AWS Technologies is a world-class customer-focused solution provider with the aim to be the leader in the digital electronics with global reach. We are providing technical support for both industries and academics. For over 11 years, we have been bringing custom and platform-based solutions to mid-sized companies in biomedical image solution, wireless sensor networks, renewable energy, Internet of Things, industrial and home automation, building management system, three-phase energy meter, spike busters, etc. We are mainly concentrating on domains such as digital signal processing, digital image processing, embedded systems, wireless sensor networks, machine learning, and deep learning. So we are providing the technical support for Department of Science and Technology, IIT Delhi FITT, Anna University, Satyabama University Chennai, etc. So in the industrial point of view, AWS is a technological partner of IIT Delhi FITT. So we are working on collaborative projects with the Department of Science and Technology, Anna University and IIT. So few of our projects are electronic design and implementation of air pollution sensing, detection and purification compartment, maximum power point tracking, three-phase energy meter, building management system, and in the medical imaging point of view, mammogram image classification, MRI brain image analysis. In the academic point of view, we are publishing journals in international and national journals with high impact factors. We are publishing in Scopus, Springers, and elsewhere. We are supporting journal manuscript for research scholars to publish the journals in Springer, elsewhere, and Scopus very short duration. We are providing research and development support, review article, case studies, review report, survey papers, academic articles, scholarly articles, conference proceedings, and etc. We are providing PhD research support, thesis writing service, dissertation writing service, synopsis writing service, thesis publication, and much more. So this is our company introduction. With this, we are entering into the workshop. So in this workshop, we are starting with basics of digital image processing. Then we will see basics of MATLAB and basics of digital image processing using MATLAB. So these are all the content we are going to cover. So digital image processing means processing of images which are digital in nature by a digital computer. So that is digital image processing. Image processing is a technique to convert an image into digital format and perform some operations on it to get a filtered image, enhanced image, or extract some useful information from the image. So image processing is a multidisciplinary field with contributions from different branches of science, including mathematics, physics, electronics, electrical engineering. Moreover, it overlaps with the other areas such as pattern recognition, machine learning, deep learning, artificial neural network, artificial intelligence, etc. The need to extract the useful information from images and understand their content has been the driving factor in the development of image processing. The image processing finds use in numerous sectors, including medicine, industry, military, consumer electronics, and so on. In medicine, it is used for diagnostic imaging modalities such as digital radiography, X-ray, computer tomography, CT, and magnetic resonance images, MRI. Industrial applications include manufacturing system such as safety system, quality control, and automated guided vehicle, fruit grading system, etc. The need of digital image processing is motivated by two major applications. Improvement of pictorial information for human perception, for example, noise filtering. So naturally the image contains some unwanted information on the image. So the unwanted information has to be properly removed by applying image filtering techniques. Then content enhancement or image enhancement. So the content enhancement is used to improve the quality of the image in terms of contrast and brightness. So the low quality image has to be converted into the high quality image by applying various enhancement techniques to improve the quality. Then deblurring. So deblurring has classified into two blurring categories, like one is the motion blurring and another one is the focal blurring. So image processing for autonomous machine applications, for example, quality control, device assembly automation. Then the important application of image processing is efficient storage and transmission of image or video. The disk space for storing the image should be less. The image or video can be transmitted through the transmission medium, should have lesser size, or low bandwidth transmission medium has to be taken to transmit the video from one place to another place. So in this case, the compression technique is a very useful technique to compress the data size, to store it on the disk space, or it can be transmitted on the low bandwidth transmission medium. So the need of digital image processing. So in the first image, we are seeing that the pure image. In the second image, it is the noisy image. So this image is this image contains the few noises such as salt and pepper noise, Gaussian noise, and speckle noise. Okay, then third one is the focal blurring image. So due to the camera focus, this kind of blur is occurred. This is occurred due to the motion blur. So the camera is focused or motioned. This kind of image output is occurred. Then the last one is the low quality image. It doesn't contain any noise, but the contrast and brightness are poor in this case. This is first image is the uncompressed image. It may take more memory space, so it cannot be transmitted on the low bandwidth transmission medium. But once if it is properly compressed, for example, the input image is a 100 MB image. If it is compressed into the 1 MB or 2 MB, then it is easily transmitted through the low bandwidth transmission medium. So this is another one important application. So the major applications of digital image processing are biomedical, remote sensing, precision agriculture, robotics, defense, underwater signal processing, video processing, image and video transmission, watermarking for security, encryption and decryption for security purpose, image and video compression for transmission purpose, pattern recognition for security purpose, multimodal biometric recognition, and image fusion. These are all the major applications of digital image processing. So in the digital image processing, the image is considered as a matrix. So this is one image. This image is mathematically defined as it is a matrix. A digital image may be defined as a two-dimensional function f of x comma y, where x and y are the spatial coordinates. X and y are the spatial coordinates, and the amplitude of f at any point of coordinate is called the intensity. F of 1 comma 1 is the intensity. F of 1 comma 2 is the intensity. So it have m rows and n column. This matrix have m rows and n column, and this matrix form the image as shown in the figure. So important types of images are, first one is the color image. So this one is the color image. This is the gray image, and this is the binary image or black and white image. To understand digital image processing better, we use MATLAB tool. So MATLAB is the abbreviation of Matrix Laboratory. It is particularly used for research and development purpose. MATLAB is a high performance language for technical computing. So it includes mathematical and computation, algorithm developments, modeling, simulation and prototyping, data analysis, exploring and visualization, scientific and engineering graphics. So it is used in both academic and industry. In academic environment, MATLAB is the standard instruction tool for research and development of algorithms in mathematics, engineering and science. In industry environment, MATLAB is a tool of choice for high productivity research, development and analysis. MATLAB contains many toolboxes. For example, control systems, fuzzy logic, image processing, neural networks, optimization, partial differential equation, signal processing, statistics, system identification, and wavelets. So these are all the samples of toolboxes, and it is applicable in various fields. So if you take the MATLAB environment, this is the basic environment. So first, this is called as command window. Very simple calculations can be made in this area, command window. So this is the current folder. So here we will store all our script files. And workspace is the storage of MATLAB. All the variables are stored in the workspace. And command history. Command history will keep all the statements or anything typed in the command window will be stored in the command history. So basically, it is like MATLAB is like a C language, but it is better than easier than C language because it have n number of inbuilt functions. For example, in MATLAB, if we type, for example, if I type a is equal to 2, the a variable will be stored in the workspace. Here it is stored. A is the variable stored in the workspace. if I double click this, the Excel sheet will be opened. So in the Excel sheet is opened. So in the Excel sheet, A is the variable. In the 1,1 location, 1 cross 1 location, the value is stored. So similarly, so we can handle matrix also. 1, 2, 4, give semicolon. Then it will come to the second row. So this is the matrix. So matrix is stored, and if you open this matrix, or we can give whos command. Whos of A is the variable. So it will display about the variable. The size is the 3 cross 3. Then how many bytes are taken to store the variable A? See, 72 bytes are taken. The class is double. In C, A is considered as an integer. In MATLAB, it is considered as double. So it is capable of executing many inbuilt functions. For example, if I want to generate zeros of 5,5, there is empty matrix is generated. And y is equal to ones of 5,5 means all ones are generated. So z is equal to x, y. See, 5 cross, I have given z is equal to x space y. So 0 matrix and 1 matrix are concatenated in this case. So now the size of x is 5 cross 5. Size of y is 5 cross 5, and size of z is 5 rows and 10 columns. So it have 5 rows and 10 columns. So it is MATLAB can be handle many elementary functions. So for example, cos of x. So if I generate one x array, then if I give cos of x means that cos is calculated and it will display the value. For example, I have taken x is equal to some elements. Then I am calculating y is equal to sine of x and z is equal to cos of x. So it is capable of plotting plotting y and z. X is the x-axis. So we can write this program in script file. So to open the script file, we have to click here. Warning off. Warning off is used to give the warning. If I read the bigger size of image, the resolution is very high than my computer monitor, then we have to give the warning off message. This is just it will warning, nothing it will do. Clear all is used to clear all the workspace variables. Close all is used to close all the figure already opened. CLC is used to clear the command window. Then save this program. You can give any name, PGM1. The extension is .m, it will take automatically. Okay, so in this case, I take x is equal to then y is equal to sine of x, z is equal to cos of x. So here I am plotting x and y. The figure window is opened. So X is the x-axis and Y is the sign of X. So this is the graphical representation of sign. So also we can give hold on. Hold on will hold to plot next graph. So this is sine, this is cos. Then we can differentiate by giving the color also. Line width I am giving 2. So it will be the thicker output. Then I can give R star so it is like this. So we can, if I give this symbol, it will be the continuous one. So like that we can give here also. So we can differentiate like this. So red, green, blue, so any color we can give. So we will we will continue the image processing phases. So we will see this in MATLAB. So the image processing major phases are image acquisition. Image acquisition means read the image or acquire the image from the one of our project tool using MATLAB or any other tool. An image restoration is used to filter the image and restore the proper output. And the image enhancement is used to improve the quality of the image. Then image segmentation. This is image segmentation. So image segmentation is used to extract the region of interest. Then image feature extraction is used to calculate the mathematical information of the image. Then image classification is used to classify using machine learning or deep learning or artificial neural network, etc. So this is the basic architecture of digital image processing. So image acquisition, image filtering, image enhancement, and image clustering. So image clustering and image thresholding is equal to segmentation. So image clustering is used to group the pixels. Then image thresholding is used to extract the grouped pixels and suppress all other pixels from the image. The output is the segmented image. From the segmented image, we are calculating features like mean, standard deviation, variance, covariance, etc. The features can be the first order features and second order features. The second order features are considered as gray level co-occurrence matrix, GLCM, then GLDM, and some of the transformations can be used. So always we have to go for more number of features for proper classification. So after extracting all the features, we can select important features. These important features are given to the classification technique, machine learning or deep learning. This will classify whether the given image, if it is a medical image, it will classify that given image is normal or abnormal. So this is the different phases output. So first one is considered as the input noisy source. This is the MRI image. This MRI image contains noises like salt and pepper noise, Gaussian noise, and speckle noise. This has to be properly eliminated by applying adaptive filters. So in this case, the noisy image is filtered and output is the noise-free image. Then this image is given to the enhancement algorithm. The output is the enhanced output. In this case, contrast and brightness are improved than this image. After that, grouping the pixels. This is called image clustering. Image clustering is nothing but group the pixels. So different intensity levels are grouped here. After that, thresholding. This is the thresholding. Thresholding means keep only the region of interest and suppress all other pixels is called thresholding. The thresholded output is the segmented output. So in the image acquisition, we will see this, this is the image acquisition. So based on this, we can calculate the resolution of the image. For example, I am reading x is equal to im read of, just I read one image. Just I show that image. So it is a grayscale image. So mathematically we have to say it is a grayscale image. So whose of that variable name x, x is the variable name, and size of the image is 420 rows and 489 columns. So in this case, number of rows are 420 and 489 columns are there. And we consider cross one. Cross one means it is a single layer image. And the data type is unsigned integer 8, UINT 8. So UINT 8 means 2 power 8. The 2 power 8 value is 256. This 256 tells that there is a variation from 0 to 255. So this 256 tells that in this image, there is a variation from 0 to 255. So if I take 1,1 location, see pixel info in the bottom left side, it is showing that pixel info of 1,1. 201. 201 is the grayscale value or intensity value or pixel value. So if I move the cursor to next position, 7,2, second row, 7th column, the 209 is the intensity value. So this is medium intensity. If I move the cursor to here, it is a high intensity. So high intensity is nearer, the value is 157 row, 100th column. The element value is 228. 228 is the intensity value. So 0 stands for black and 255 stands for white. So all the color components are combination of 0 to 255 only. So it is a single layer image. So it is called as gray image. If I take 2.jpg, I am reading another one image. So the variable name is y and 420 rows, 482 columns and 3. 3 means 3 layered structure or GB. red, green, and blue. The data type is unsigned integer 8. So we can show this image also. It is a color image. So mathematically we say it is a color image because it is a 3-layer image. So it have 3 layers. The pixel information is x comma y is equal a spatial coordinate, and then it is showing that RGB. If I keep my cursor here in the red layer, the pixel intensity value is 233. In the green layer, the pixel intensity value is 237. In the blue layer, the pixel intensity value is 248. So it is a combination of 3 layers. So it is showing that it is a color image. We can convert this color image to gray image also. So RGB to gray. So now it is having 420 cross 482 only. This 3 is not appearing because it is converted to from RGB to gray. So now I'm showing that this Y, Z. So it is a color image. RGB is RGB to gray. So color image is converted to gray image. Also, we can convert to binary also. IM2BW is used to convert gray image to binary image. Now look at this, 420 rows, 482 columns, and the class is logical. Logical means binary. So all the pixel values are all the pixel values are zeros and ones only. So this is the binary image. So if I keep the cursor here, it is showing that 1. So if I keep the cursor here, it is showing that 0. So it's a combination of zeros and ones. Okay. So we can write in this field so here I just read one image and show that. Then I'm separating red layer. R is equal to x of colon, comma 1. The meaning of this statement is colon means all rows. This colon means all columns, comma 1. 1 means first layer. So first layer is extracted here and stored in the name of R variable. Okay, so this is the red layer. Like this, I'm extracting green layer. Similarly, I'm extracting the blue layer. So RGB, all the layers are extracted. So this is the input color image. And this is the input color image. This is a red layer. This is green layer and blue layer. So all three layers are separated. Now we can concatenate the separated layers also. Cat of 3 comma R G B. Okay, so in this case, the cat of 3 comma R G B. So all three layers are again concatenated. Finally, it will show the color image. Okay. So in this case, we can apply the binary also. For example, IM2BW is the inbuilt function used to convert the gray image to binary image. Also, we can write a program. For example, I'm creating one matrix with respect to So I'm creating one matrix R C D, row, comma, and dimension of is equal to size of X. Then I'm generating one empty matrix, zero matrix. Final is equal to zeros of R comma C means R rows R is the row, C is the column. So that many zeros are generated. Then for I is equal to 1 to R, for J is equal to 1 to C, if now we consider the gray image, gray of I comma j is greater than 100. Then final of I comma j is equal to 255. Else equal to 0. The meaning is in the gray image, if the pixel value is greater than 100 out of 0 to 255, all the pixels greater than 100 will be replaced by 255. If it is lesser than 100, all the pixel values will be replaced by zeros. So we will get a binary output filled with zeros and 255s. So this is the thresholding. So this is a thresholding technique. So if I use IM2BW, the 128 is the grayscale value taken as the threshold value. Then based on 128, all the pixel values greater than 128 will be converted to white pixels. Then all the pixel values lesser than 128 will be converted to the black pixels. But in this case, I have changed the universal value 128 by 100. So this, based on this value, all the pixel values are greater than 100 will be replaced by 255, and lesser than 100 will be replaced by 0. So I'm getting a black and white image. So this is the conversion, or this is called thresholding. Okay, then the resolution can be calculated. So based on the number of rows and columns, the resolution can be calculated. I read one image. You check this 420 rows, 489 columns. Based on this, we can calculate the resolution. So how to calculate the resolution is, for example, if I take one I'm taking one square matrix. So it have 1024 rows and 1024 columns cross 1. So it is a gray image. The class is unsigned integer 8. I show that image also. I want to calculate the resolution of this image. So this image is having 1024 rows and 1024 columns. And since it is a grayscale image, it has 256 different shades of gray, or it has bits per pixel. So how we calculate the resolution is size of image is equal to rows and columns into BPP. So 1024 into 1024. 1024 is the row, 1024 is the column, and 8 is the bits per pixel, BPP. So it is so that it is the data type is unsigned integer 8. So I am getting this value. Then converting into the bytes. Bytes means divided by 8. So we are getting this many bytes. Then converting into kilobytes. Kilobyte means we have to divide the value by 1024. I am getting this value. Then go to megabytes. 1024 divided by 1024. I am getting 1 MB. So the resolution of the given image is 1 MB. So we have seen the image acquisition. So like that, image filtering, image enhancement. So image filtering means first we have to understand the noise. So noises are different noises are there. Salt and pepper noise, also called as impulse noise. So this type of noise mainly occurred in the medical image processing. Then Gaussian noise, then speckle noise. Speckle noise is occurred due to the distance of the sensor and the object. For example, it is occurred in SAR images, satellite aperture radar, SAR images. So we have to apply different filtering techniques like average filter, median filter. For example, this is the type of median filter I am applying. So just I read one cameraman image, then I add the noise using IM noise of image, comma, salt and pepper. And this is the noise intensity I have applied. 0.02 is the noise intensity. If I vary this, the noise content will be varying. Okay, so I is a pure image, J is the noisy image, then apply median filter. Med filter 2 of J is equal to K. So K is the filtered image. Okay, so I am getting like this. So it is a noisy image. This noisy image is filtered using median filter. So like this. Similarly, I can apply for color images also. Okay, so now I apply the filtering concept to color image. So I read one color image. So it have 379 rows, 445 columns, and 3 RGB image. So I read the image, then I add some noise. J is equal to IM noise of image, comma, salt and pepper noise, then 0.1. Okay, so noise is added. Then how we apply the image denoising technique means we have to separate the layers, red layer, green layer, and blue layer. We are separating. And 3,3 is the window size. So we have to separate it like this, then apply the filter. So I have separated red, then apply the median filter. Here I have separated green layer, then apply the median filter. Here I have separated the blue layer, then apply the median filter. Then finally, I am concatenating all the filtered layers RGB. See, each one is stored in RGB, then cat of 3, RGB. Now we can show all the images. So J is the noisy image. This is the noisy image. After that, this is the red layer filtered output. This is the green layer filtered output. This is the blue layer filtered output. Then finally, we are getting K is the final concatenated output. So this is the noisy input image, and this is the denoised output, filtered image. Okay, so then we can apply image enhancement techniques also. For example, I'm reading one image. Just I read the image. Read the image and show. So this is a low quality image. Contrast and brightness are poor in this case. Then I am applying the image enhancement technique called histogram equalization. Histogram is the measure of image quality. Histogram equalization is the inbuilt function in MATLAB used to improve the contrast and brightness. Okay, so now the low quality image is converted into high quality image. This is low quality image. This is converted into high quality image using histogram equalization techniques. Also, okay, so this is another one technique, adaptive histogram equalization. It is called as contrast limited adaptive histogram equalization. So it is an adaptive technique. So wherever the pixel quality is low, those portions only enhanced. If already the image quality is acceptable, then those portions will not be disturbed by this algorithm. Then image segmentation is used to extract the region of interest. For example, if I read one image, then convert from RGB to gray then show the image. So this is the image I read, and suppose it has to be it is a segmented image. So I have given the statement RR is greater than 110 means all the pixel values greater than 110 will be converted to white pixels. Then all the pixel values greater than 110 will be converted to 0. So I'm showing this output. Also in the image segmentation, the important techniques is called edge detection. So there are different types of edge detections are there. So only the edges has to be calculated. For example, I read one image. So I read one image, then I did RGB to gray. After that, edge of I1, canny. Canny is the type of edge detection technique. So this will give the edges of the image. So the edges are the high frequency region of the image. So it is showing. So whenever we are changing the types, the output quality will be changing. So we will see some demo. So we will see some demo using MATLAB. So we have discussed different phases. So based on these phases, some medical image processing problems are solved here. For example, I have taken the input noisy image. This is the input noisy image. So this input noisy image is filtered using anisotropic diffusion filter. This is one of the important algorithm used for medical image processing. So visually, the input image and filtered image may be same for visual perception, but there is a noise. So this is the noise content. So input image minus filtered image is equal to noisy image. So now this filtered image is applied to enhancement technique using adaptive mean adjustment algorithm, and I'm getting the enhanced image. So low quality digital image is converted to the high quality digital image by applying image enhancement techniques. After that, it is given to the clustering. So this is the clustered output. Different pixel intensity levels are grouped. For example, this is one group, this is one group, and this black portion is one group. So like that, it is clustered. After that, we are applying the thresholding technique. So thresholding technique will give only the tumor portion. This is the tumor portion from the image. So this is the MRI medical image processing. The output is the abnormal. So we are using the neural network. So the neural network will give the output based on the features. So the output is the abnormal. So this is the another demo of dental image processing. So the dental image can have different types of diseases like dental cavity and the irregular arrangement of dent. So teeth are irregular. So like that, so many problems are there. So these problems can be solved using MATLAB. So different layers are segmented here. So this is the major application of image segmentation. So dental image processing is a major application of segmentation of bone, everything. So this is the input image. This input image is filtered using anisotropic diffusion filter. So this is the noise content, input image minus output image. This is the improved image using enhancement technique. So this is the canny edge detection. So only the edges are shown here. So first output of segmentation. This is the binary converted image. So the edges are in the binary format. Then texture distribution using U-net convolution algorithm. So in this, the different intensities or textures are grouped. So this is the segmentation of enamel. Only the enamel is segmented here using U-net convolution theorem. Then the enamel, the segmented enamel is superimposed with the input image and final output. So it is a gray format. So the segmented binary image is superimposed into the input image. We are getting this output. So this is the dentin output. So this is the next layer. It is called dentin portion of the image. It is segmented, then it is superimposed into the input image. After that, gum of the image, gum of the dental image. So it is also superimposed. This is the output. So this is called pulp. After that, that pulp is superimposed into the input image. This is called root canal. All the root canal of each teeth is segmented. After that, this is the bone of the image. So from the input image, the only that bone portion is segmented. So this is the disease. This portion is the disease portion, and this disease portion is shown in that grayscale format on the by applying the superimposing principle. We are getting this output. Okay, so like that, the dental image is processed here. This is retinal image processing. The retinal image is considered as the input image. So from the retinal image, we are doing pre-processing, then segmentation, then feature extraction, then classification. So we are getting all the outputs. So this is the input image, input retinal image. So we are applying the filters. In this case, we are applying two filters. One is in two-dimensional median filter, and another one is two-dimensional bilateral filter. So the two-dimensional median filter is giving 35.135 dB as a peak signal to noise ratio. The PSR value is 35 dB. And the mean square error is 24.918. You see, error occurred in that image after filtering. So we are going for next filter. The next filter is the two-dimensional bilateral filter. It is giving 40.1. The value is higher than the median filter. So the mean square error is only 7.7. This filter is better than the median filter. So we are using this filter. In this case, this is the input image. After that, red, green, and blue, we are by theory, the green channel is useful for further processing. So we have extracted only the green channel. So this is the filtered image using median filter. This is 2D anisotropic bilateral filter. So this performance is better than the median filter. So we are using this output image only. So this much noise was present. It is filtered. Then using subplot, all the images are shown for comparison purpose. So we are applying contrast limited adaptive histogram equalization for contrast enhancement. So the quality of the image is enhanced here. After that, we are segmenting only the disk portion, because if we apply the segmentation technique, this disk also considered as a disease portion. So to avoid that conflict, we are extracting the disk portion using circular Hopf transform. So locating the optic disc. We have located the optic disc on the input image. After that located pixels are removed so that it is showing us a black area. After that, this is the final segmentation. So these are all the problematic portion. This is called exudates disease. This is the exudates area we have segmented. So using neural network, it is classified as given image is normal or abnormal. It is abnormal only. So using confusion matrix, we are testing the accuracy. So accuracy is 96 and sensitivity is 97. Specificity is 91%. All are percentage only. This is a demo for skin cancer segmentation. So this is the input image, and this is the filtered image, smoothen image. Okay, this is a noise content, and this is the smoothen output. This is the RGB to gray converted image. After that, using adaptive mean shift region growing algorithm, we are segmenting only the disease portion and eliminating all other pixels from the image. So in this case, we are applying the deep learning technique to classify, and it will say the stages of skin cancer. So this is the high stage. So it will classify low, medium, and high. So it is a high stage skin cancer. Okay, so this is the overlapping cell content. So this is overlapped cell. So we are applying different techniques, different phases of our image processing. So filtering, then enhancement, then binarization. After that, binary converted inverted output. The region growing of overlapped cells. See, everything is considered as a single image. Actually, different cells are overlapped. So this is this type of cell, overlapping cell may give the autism for kids. Autism disease detection. This can be this overlapped cells has to be properly eliminated or properly rearranged like this. So it is a corrected output. This is the overlapped version. So this is the corrected output. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 are corrected version. So it is corrected like this. It is a overlapped cells. It is a corrected cells. The cells, it is a reference output image. The cell has to be corrected in this format only. Okay. Okay, so due to time is running out, I will share my mail ID. If you have and mobile number, if you have any doubts, you can mail me or call me. So there are. It is a very vast area. Medical image processing is a very vast area. So I have discussed only the phases, different phases of medical image processing. Okay, so thank you very much for your cooperation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now
Thank you,
it's a
sir.
time for the questionnaire, sir.
Yes.
Now please, all the participants are requested to clarify your doubts.
Cover wallet.
Yes. Anybody?
Yes, please.
This is Dr. Tejamurthy, sir. Do you hear me?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, can you explain a simple neural network, how it works?
Yes, sir. Actually, the neural network is used to classify the images based on the features. See, actually, neural network will accept the statistical information. Actually, the image classification means we have to calculate the features that can be the first order features or second order features. Always we should go for more number of features for getting high efficiency and high accuracy. So more number of features are useful. See, more number of features are calculated and given to the neural network. For example, if I have for training purpose, if I have 50 images, all the 50 images features are calculated and put it in the .mat format. This .mat format is given to the neural network, and all the feature values are trained using neural network. After that, we can give testing image. When we give the testing image, all the phases of image processing is done. For example, pre-processing, segmentation, feature extraction, and these features are given to the neural network. And by using this comparison, this testing image features and trained image features are compared. So wherever it is matching with, for example, if it is matching with disease features, then the output layer will say output as class 1. Class 1 means we will say it is a disease output. If it is a class 2 means there is no disease. So like that it is classifying.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I am expecting in future one session on deep learning, sir. I am requesting you.
Yes, sir.
One
Sure, sir.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for accepting this, sir. Still anybody?
Yes.
Anybody wants to raise the questions? Anybody else? If not, I will wind it up here.
Hello, Kelan garu.
Sir.
I have one doubt, general one.
Okay, sir.
రమేష్ గారు
Yes, sir.
మీరు కొద్దిగా లౌడ్ గా మాట్లాడండి సార్
sir.
హెచ్ఓడి గారు.
చెప్పండి. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
So here, some idea I was floating for the last some days in the webinars that we
Yes.
can find the face of some image of the human being when he was affected by COVID or not, and also monitoring of patients, the ICU, and also monitoring of some crowds using this image, analyzing the faces of the human being. So is this possible in a larger way?
Yeah, definitely it is possible, sir. See, for example, DRDO and DST both are concentrating on your concept. They are working on this based on the phase feature extractions, principal component analysis, and eigen phases and eigen vectors. These are all the algorithms can be used for detecting that facial expression and for keeping that social distancing, that object detection and object motion detection principle can be used. So it is under research and development, sir.
Oh, great. Actually,
DST is
last
working
year,
on this.
actually last year our department students, some few batches are concentrating on attendance, automatic attendance monitoring system
Yes, sir.
by capturing the student faces and compare with database.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
there is a problem we faced that the cameras that was high speed cameras and the other gadgets are not available. The slow end motion cameras we are not able to get it, and how to extract some of the hurdles faced by the students actually. But is it possible
Okay.
to nearby with a low cost equipment, sir?
Yes, sir. It is always possible, sir. It is some sampling, video sampling and video quantization algorithms are required. So we can eliminate that problems also. It is possible, sir.
So then we will approach you, sir, for the.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. We will discuss, sir.
Right.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Go to Kalen, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, anybody else? Sir, wind up చేయమంటారు సార్ హెచ్ఓడి సార్?
Definitely.
Okay. Nobody is raising the questions. Now we can wind up this session here. Sir, thank you very much for your wonderful talk on medical image processing and processing using MATLAB, sir. And I'm sure that it certainly helps the people who are working and pursuing their research in this medical image processing area, sir. Once again, thank you very much for your wonderful talk on this area, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now everybody can leave the meeting. Now here the session closes. Everybody can leave the meeting.
లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గారు.
Yes, sir. ప్రొఫెసర్ గారు చెప్పండి.
చాలా బాగుంది సార్ సెషన్.
Okay. Right. Nobody has given the feedback. That's what I'm asking. Please raise the question. Nobody.
They have given in comment form. Comment forms లో ఇచ్చారు ఆల్రెడీ.
Okay, sir. Everybody is giving.
Comments forms lo they have given feedback.
Many people have given that this is very good session.
But I am requesting Ramesh sir, one more session.
Definitely, sir. On image processing,
deep learning.
Definitely, sir. మనం సార్ దగ్గర ఇంకోసారి కంపల్సరీగా మనం ఒక సెషన్ పెట్టించాలి.
at least for at least 40 to 50
Sir.
participants.
One day is not enough. I have prepared many things, and I may not able to give everything in a day.
No, sir. This is only introductory, and 1 hour is not sufficient. We also know, but it is a continuous session, and we can continue, sir. It's not the end of the show, but in future we will contact you anyway. Sir is also very interested. HOD, sir. That's what.
Okay.
Right, sir.
Sir
Deep
has taken
learning is
almost 1.5 hours, sir.
Yes, sir. Deep learning is now one of the hot topics, sir. That also we have to concentrate. Anyway, Python is there, the students are working, but as a faculty, we are more interested in MATLAB. We are
Yes, sir. MATLAB is always useful for image parsing and graphical representation, numerical analysis. So it is very useful for preparing journals, international journals.
right. So that is very
When,
good.
Thank
you,
even
Ramesh. Thank you,
do
Thank you.
papers in image parsing.
Thank you,
they
organization.
asking
Thank you.
many graphical representation. So that MATLAB is very useful. Yes, sir.
Some CH
Okay.
Ravikumar is talking, sir. 1 minute. CH Ravikumar is talking.
Thank you,
Ravikumar.
Ramesh. Garu. Thank you. Wonderful talk. It is very essential for the researchers. So, deep learning is
Yes, sir.
one of the emerging trends. So,
Yes,
if you
sir. Yes, sir.
accept our invitation, we will one more session you have to.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, Tejamurthy Garu. Thank you, KLN Garu,
Yes, sir.
for organizing this type of very interesting topic. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you very
For
much, sir.
encouraging
Thank you very
us.
much for your encouraging.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, sir. Now let me end the session, sir. Thank you very much, Ramesh Garu and KLN Garu. So I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
And same to you, sir.
Right,
sir,
sir.
Ramesh, sir, a small doubt. Sir,
Sir, yeah. Tell me, sir. I'm listening, sir.
sir, is it possible to detect COVID through lungs X-rays?
Through lung.
Yeah, sir, through lungs X-ray. Is it possible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
No,
Yeah.
no,
CT
no,
image parsing
may I
is
know who is posing this question?
Sir, me, sir, Vamsi.
Okay, right, fine, sir. Sir, Ramesh, sir, please respond.
Yes, sir. So using computer tomography, CT, image processing. So we can using the texture analysis and feature extraction, then deep learning. So these three techniques are useful to solve your concepts, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Kailan, sir, I'm ending the session, sir.
Okay, now we can end this session here. Now all are requested to leave the meeting.
Thank you,
Once
sir.
again, thank you, Ramesh Garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, C.R. Reddy College of Engineering professors and scholars, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.